Hello everyone. Welcome back to our channel, Canada Immigration. We hope you're doing great. In this video, we're going to talk about Canada Immigration Good Updates. Express Entry Work Permits, MPNP and Quebec Arrima Draw, CRS. Navigating the world of Canadian immigration can be complex and overwhelming, but staying updated with the latest news and changes can make the process smoother in this edition. We'll cover the recent developments in Canadian immigration for 2024, including the IEC draw which has issued 1,757 work permit invitations, the latest rounds of invitations from the Manitoba Provincial Nominee Program and Quebec's Arrima system, and insights into obtaining a Canadian open work permit through a working holiday visa. Additionally, we'll explore 5 effective strategies to boost your Express Entry Comprehensive Ranking System score, enhancing your chances of securing an invitation to apply for permanent residency. If you are interested in this topic, to get all the information, pay attention and watch the video through to the end. Please hit like and subscribe, and don't forget to push the notification bell for an upcoming video. So, without any further delay, let's jump into the video. If you any query, please contact us on Instagram and Gmail. International Experience Canada 2024 season sent out 1,757 work permit invitations in the rounds of invitations during the week ending June 7, 2024, as compared to 4,603 invites last week. 1,554 invitations were sent under the working holiday category. The working holiday pool currently contains 33,445 candidates from 35 different countries. 18,603 spots are still available for working holiday visas as of June 7. The Young Professional category sent 153 invitations, whereas the International Co-op, Internship, category sent 50 invitations. The IEC 2024 season officially began on December 11, 2023. Since then, international youth from qualified countries can submit their profiles to the IEC pool. The Canadian government started the first round of invitations in the week of January 8, 2024. The IEC 2024 season has an average processing time of 6 weeks, as per the most recent ircc processing update. This page covers the countries that have received invites as of June 7, 2024, along with their 2024 quotas, candidates in the pool, and prospects of obtaining an invitation in the upcoming weeks. 1 IEC 2024 Working Holiday. Invited individuals from eligible countries in the working holiday category receive an open work permit, allowing them to work for almost any firm in Canada. This is the category for you if you 1. Have no employment offer. 2. Want to work for more than one employer in Canada. 3. Would like to work in more than one location and earn money so that you can travel. Two Young Professionals category invitations. In the Young Professionals category, invited applicants from eligible countries are granted an employer-specific work visa. If you any query, please contact us on Instagram and Gmail. For this category, applicants must have 1. A legitimate job offer from a Canadian firm that can help you progress professionally. 2. To work for the same company in the same location. 3. International Co-op, Internship. An employer-specific work visa is given in the International Co-op, Internship, category. This category is for you if you 1. Are a post-secondary student with a job offer for a work placement or internship in Canada. 2. Will finish your education by completing this work placement or internship. 3. Will work for the same employer in the same location for the duration of your stay in Canada. What are the fees for the IEC 2024 season? Canada has announced that the IEC fees for all competitors in the 2024 season are 172 Canadian dollars. The fees for IEC vary depending on the program you use to immigrate to Canada. Working holiday applicants must pay a 100 Canadian dollar fee. Young professionals and international co-op candidates are not required to pay any additional fees. However, their employers must pay a 230 Canadian dollars employer compliance charge. Those who must provide biometrics must additionally pay the 85 Canadian dollars biometric cost when they pay the IEC fee. Latest Manitoba MPNP Draw 2024, new rounds of invitations. The latest draw, Manitoba Provincial Nominee Program, of 2024, on June 6, sent out 254 permanent residency invitations under various categories. 35 of the invited candidates in this MPNP draw had a valid Express Entry profile as well as a job seeker validation code. skilled worker in Manitoba. A. All profiles. B. All eligible skilled workers in Manitoba profiles were considered. C. Number of letters of advice to apply issued, 135. D. Ranking score of lowest ranked candidate invited, 834. International education stream. Profiles that declared meeting international education stream eligibility requirements. Number of letters of advice to apply issued, 74. Skilled worker overseas. Profiles that declared being directly invited by the MPNP under a strategic recruitment initiative. If you any query, please contact us on Instagram and Gmail. Number of letters of advice to apply issued, 45. Ranking score of lowest ranked candidate invited, 708. Previous MPNP draws 2024. When was the last Manitoba MPNP draw? When will the next Manitoba MPNP draw be in 2024? Previous MPNP draw, May 23. Skilled worker in Manitoba. Close relative in Manitoba selection. Profiles declaring a Manitoba supporter who is a close relative, is a Canadian permanent resident or citizen, is an established resident of Manitoba, and has been residing in Manitoba for at least 1 year were considered. Please see note number 3 for more details. Number of letters of advice to apply issued, 121. Ranking score of lowest ranked candidate invited, 782. International education stream. Profiles that declared meeting international education stream eligibility requirements. Number of letters of advice to apply issued, 93. Skilled worker overseas. Profiles that declared being directly invited by the MPNP under a strategic recruitment initiative. Number of letters of advice to apply issued, 39. Ranking score of lowest ranked candidate invited, 688. Previous MPNP draw, May 9. Skilled worker in Manitoba. Occupation-specific selection. Profiles declaring current employment in Manitoba in occupations identified with high labor needs based on data published by Statistics Canada were considered. Number of letters of advice to apply issued, 18. Occupations within the following National Occupational Classification, NOC, 2021 unit groups were considered in this draw. 72,024, supervisors, motor transport, and other ground transit operators. 73,301, bus drivers, subway operators, and other transit operators. All eligible skilled workers in Manitoba profiles were considered. Number of letters of advice to apply issued, 242. Ranking score of lowest ranked candidate invited, 836. International education stream. Profiles that declared meeting international education stream eligibility requirements. Number of letters of advice to apply issued, 76. Skilled worker overseas. Profiles that declared being directly invited by the MPNP under a strategic recruitment initiative. Number of letters of advice to apply issued, 35. Ranking score of lowest ranked candidate invited, 698. Of the 371 letters of advice to apply issued in this draw, 66 were issued to candidates who declared a valid express entry profile number and job seeker validation code. MPNP draw, May 2. Skilled worker in Manitoba. Occupation-specific selection. Number of letters of advice to apply issued, 488. The following National Occupational Classification, NOC, 2021 occupations were considered in this draw. 33,102, nurse aides, orderlies, and patient service associates. 60,020, retail and wholesale trade managers. The occupations under the following National Occupational Classification, NOC, 2021 sub-major groups were considered in this draw. 731, general construction trades. The occupations under the following National Occupational Classification, NOC, 2021 major groups were considered in this draw. 12. Administrative and financial supervisors and specialized administrative occupations. 14. Administrative and financial support and supply chain logistics occupation. 22. Technical occupations related to natural and applied sciences. International education stream. Number of letters of advice to apply issued, 427. If you any query, please contact us on Instagram and Gmail. Skilled worker overseas. Profiles that declared being directly invited by the MPNP under a strategic recruitment initiative. Number of letters of advice to apply issued, 26. Ranking score of lowest ranked candidate invited, 796. Of the 941 letters of advice to apply issued in this draw, 181 were issued to candidates who declared a valid express entry profile number and job seeker validation code. MPNP draw, April 24. Skilled worker in Manitoba. Completed post-secondary study in Manitoba. Profiles declaring that the applicant or their spouse has completed post-secondary education in Manitoba were considered. Number of letters of advice to apply issued, 203. Ranking score of lowest ranked candidate invited, 811. International education stream. Profiles that declared meeting international education stream eligibility requirements and declared at least 4 years of work experience in the past 5 years were considered. Number of letters of advice to apply issued, 66. Skilled worker overseas. Profiles that stated they were receiving direct invitations from the MPNP as part of a strategic recruitment initiative. Number of letters of advice to apply issued, 58. Ranking score of lowest ranked candidate invited, 644. MPNP draw, April 9th. Skilled worker in Manitoba, occupation-specific draw. Number of letters of advice to apply issued, 276. The occupations under the following National Occupational Classification, NOC, 2021 were considered in this draw. 33,102, nurse aides, orderlies, and patient service associates. 60,020, retail and wholesale trade managers. 73,100, concrete finishers. 73,101, tile setters. 73,102, plasterers, drywall installers, finishers, and lathers. 73,110, roofers and shinglers. 73,111, glaziers. 73,112, painters and decorators, except interior decorators. 73,113, floor covering installers. Skilled worker overseas. Profiles that declared being directly invited by the MPNP under a strategic recruitment initiative. Number of letters of advice to apply issued, 87. Ranking score of lowest ranked candidate invited, 691. MPNP draw, March 8th. Skilled worker overseas. Profiles that declared being directly invited by the MPNP under a strategic recruitment initiative. Number of letters of advice to apply issued, 104. Ranking score of lowest ranked candidate invited, 614. Of the 104 letters of advice to apply issued in this draw, 20 were issued to candidates who declared a valid express entry profile number and job seeker validation code. MPNP draw, February 8th. Skilled worker in Manitoba. Close relative in Manitoba selection. Skilled worker in Manitoba profiles declaring a Manitoba supporter who is a close relative, is a Canadian permanent resident or citizen, is an established resident of Manitoba, and has been residing in Manitoba for at least 1 year were considered. Please see note number 7 for more details. Number of letters of advice to apply issued, 151. Ranking score of lowest ranked candidate invited, 619. International education stream. Profiles that declared meeting the international education stream eligibility requirements. Number of letters of advice to apply issued, 83. Skilled worker overseas. Profiles that declared being directly invited by the MPNP under a strategic recruitment initiative. Number of letters of advice to apply issued, 48. Ranking score of lowest ranked candidate invited, 713. Of the 282 letters of advice to apply issued in this draw, 26 were issued to candidates who declared a valid express entry profile number and job seeker validation code. MPNP draw, January 25th. Skilled worker in Manitoba. Completed post-secondary study in Manitoba. Profiles declaring that the applicant or their spouse has completed post-secondary education in Manitoba were considered. Please see note number 7 for more details. Number of letters of advice to apply issued, 156. Ranking score of lowest ranked candidate invited, 772. Number of letters of advice to apply issued, 156. Ranking score of lowest ranked candidate invited, 772. International education stream. Profiles that declared meeting the international education stream eligibility requirements. Number of letters of advice to apply issued, 78. Skilled worker overseas. Profiles that declared being directly invited by the MPNP under a strategic recruitment initiative. Number of letters of advice to apply issued, 41. Ranking score of lowest ranked candidate invited, 713. Of the 275 letters of advice to apply issued in this draw, 29 were issued to candidates who declared a valid express entry profile number and job seeker validation code. MPNP draw, January 11th. Skilled worker in Manitoba. Close relative in Manitoba selection. Skilled worker in Manitoba profiles declaring a Manitoba supporter who is a close relative, is a Canadian permanent resident or citizen, is an established resident of Manitoba, and has been residing in Manitoba for at least 1 year were considered. Please see note number 7 for more details. Number of letters of advice to apply issued, 168. Ranking score of lowest ranked candidate invited, 607. All eligible profiles were considered. Number of letters of advice to apply issued, 166. Ranking score of lowest ranked candidate invited, 823. International education stream. Profiles that declared meeting the international education stream eligibility requirements. Number of letters of advice to apply issued, 58. Skilled worker overseas. Profiles that declared being directly invited by the MPNP under a strategic recruitment initiative. Number of letters of advice to apply issued, 31. Ranking score of lowest ranked candidate invited, 639. Of the 423 letters of advice to apply issued in this draw, 73 were issued to candidates who declared a valid express entry profile number and job seeker validation code. Getting a Canadian open work permit with a working holiday visa. With its working holiday visa program, Canada offers open work permits to young people from 35 partner countries to work and explore the country. As a component of the International Experience Canada program, this visa encourages cross-cultural interaction and allows young people to get valuable international work experience. Individuals with open work permits can work for almost any employer in any Canadian province to support their exploration of the Great White North. In this video, we cover the Canada Working Holiday Visa benefits, qualifying criteria, the application process, and tips for making the most of your time in Canada. What is a Canada Working Holiday Visa? With the Canada Working Holiday Visa, young individuals from participating countries can live, work, and travel in Canada for a defined period. This period is typically up to 12 or 24 months, depending on the country of origin. If you are not from any of these countries, then you are ineligible for a working holiday visa. This visa is within the International Experience Canada (IEC) program, which also includes the categories for young professionals and international co-op, internship. The working holiday visa is available to people who want to work for a short period to pay for their travels and experience living in Canada. Participants have the freedom to research different industries and places because they are not required to obtain a job offer or employment before arriving in Canada. Benefits of the working holiday visa in Canada. Cultural exchange. The program promotes participants to thoroughly enjoy the way of life, customs, and culture of Canada. This gathering encourages friendships and understanding among people all over the world. Work opportunities. The visa allows holders to work for any Canadian company, allowing them to gain expertise in anything from retail and administration to hospitality and tourism. This will help your CV stand out and provide practical skills for future jobs. Travel freedom. Those on a working holiday visa are free to travel to Canada as they like. The dynamic metropolises of Toronto and Vancouver and the Alberta and Rocky Mountains are just a few of the countless sites to visit. Language proficiency. Living and working in Canada offers non-native speakers of French or English a fantastic opportunity to improve their language skills by being fully immersed in an English or French-speaking environment. Networking. The program provides the chance to build a professional network in Canada, which can be helpful for future job opportunities or potential immigration routes. Working holiday visa eligibility criteria. The nationality of the applicant may affect the specific conditions that must be met for applications for the Canada Working Holiday Visa. Age. According to their nationality, applicants must be between the ages of 18 and 30 or 35 because this program is for youth. Nationality. Applicants must hold citizenship in one of the countries with bilateral youth mobility agreements with Canada. Valid passport. Throughout their stay in Canada, a visitor must have a valid passport. Insurance. Participants must have health insurance throughout their stay in Canada. Sufficient funds. Proof of having enough money to fund the initial portion of the stay in Canada must be submitted, though it fluctuates. This amount is often around 2,500 Canadian dollars. Return ticket. Applicants may be required to present proof of purchase of a return ticket or equivalent funds. No dependents. Those who are given the visa often are those without dependents. Anyone wishing to bring family members will need to investigate other visa options. List of participating countries. The Canada Working Holiday Visa is available to citizens of the countries listed below. Application procedures. Successful application for the Canada Working Holiday Visa requires meticulous attention to the many phases of the application process. Generally speaking, the procedure includes: build an IEC profile. Applicants need to sign up for an account on the International Experience Canada website. This profile will comprise the chosen IEC category, coupled with personal details and qualifying requirements. Receive an invitation to apply, ITA. Upon completion of the profile, eligible candidates will be included in a pool of candidates. Regularly selected applicants from this pool receive an invitation to apply, ITA. Since the choosing process is random, There is no guarantee that one will receive an ETA. Submit work permit application. Once they receive an ETA, candidates have a limited amount of time to accept the invitation and submit a work permit application. Additional documentation for this application includes proof of income, health insurance, and a police clearance certificate. Biometrics appointment. Applicants may be required to bring their photo and fingerprints to a predetermined collecting site. This step is needed for most applications. Wait for processing. After the application and biometrics are sent in, the application will be handled as per the latest official ircc processing update. The current season is taking around 6 weeks to process IEC applications. Port of Entry, POE, letter. Upon acceptance of the application, the applicant will receive a Port of Entry, POE, letter. This letter is what immigration officers need to see when you enter Canada. Arrival in Canada. When successful candidates arrive in Canada, they provide the POE letter, passport, proof of income, health insurance, and return ticket. If all goes according to plan, you will get a work permit and be able to start your working holiday in Canada. Canada employment opportunities. Working in Canada is one of the most crucial parts of the working holiday visa experience. Here are a few tips to land you a job. Update your CV. Make sure your CV is oriented towards Canadian standards and emphasizes relevant work experience and skills. Remember to give drafting a cover letter for each job application considerable thought. Use employment search websites. Canadian job seekers use Indeed, Workopolis, and Job Bank, among other websites. The vast number of job postings on these websites include a variety of industries. Check out local employment agencies. You can get help locating local jobs, either temporary or permanent. Network. To learn about job options, attend networking events, join neighborhood associations, and contact other working holiday makers. Uncover seasonal work. The hotel, agricultural, and tourist sectors are among the ones that are in high need of temporary employees. Consider applying to jobs in popular tourist destinations or during busy seasons of the year. Use social media. Visit websites like LinkedIn to stay updated on job openings and to engage with potential employers. Available for different chances. Make yourself flexible and open to different job opportunities. As such, you might stand a greater chance of finding work quickly. Living in Canada. Living in Canada on a working holiday visa allows you to take in the country's diverse culture and stunning landscape. Consider the following. Accommodation. Finding suitable accommodation is essential. Another option is to share a house or hostel with services like Airbnb, Kijiji, and Craigslist. Finding rental listings is made easier. Low cost of living. In Canada, living costs can vary depending on the city or region. More affordably priced than bigger cities like Toronto and Vancouver might be smaller towns and rural areas. Medicine. The medical system in Canada is excellent. Those on working vacations must have health insurance that covers them for the entire period. Check if you qualify for provincial health insurance. Some provinces offer it to overseas workers. Transportation. Canada has an extensive system of domestic aircraft, trains, and buses. Getting about cities practically is best accomplished by public transit. Get a transportation pass to save some money. Banking. Open a Canadian account to better manage your money with most institutions. Temporary residents can typically create accounts, and having a local bank account makes paying bills and receiving paychecks easier. Social Security number. Working in Canada requires a SIN. You may apply for a SIN at Service Canada offices after you arrive. Exploring Canada. It is well known that Canada has varied landscapes and untouched natural beauty. Spend your working holiday around the country. The following locations are simply must-sees. Banff National Park in Alberta is a haven for outdoor enthusiasts, renowned for its stunning alpine landscape, plethora of species, and turquoise lakes. Vancouver, British Columbia. This dynamic city offers a fusion of natural beauty and urban attractions through Stanley Park, Granville Island, and the nearby Whistler. Toronto, Ontario. The largest city in Canada, Toronto is a cultural hotspot with a variety of neighborhoods, excellent theaters, and museums. Pass up the well-known CN Tower and Toronto Islands. Montreal, Quebec. Combining North American flair with European charm, Montreal is renowned for its festivals, cuisine, and historic structures. Niagara Falls, Ontario. One of the most famous natural locations in the world, Niagara Falls offers a wealth of activities and tours. With its centuries-old buildings and cobblestone lanes, Quebec City, Quebec, appears to have stepped back in time. Take an old town in the stunning Chateau Frontenac. Prince Edward Island, characterized by an undulating landscape, beaches with red sand. Rocky Mountains, including sections of British Columbia and Alberta. The Rockies offer some of Canada's most spectacular scenery, perfect for hiking, skiing, and animal watching. The Canada Working Holiday Visa is a fantastic option for young individuals looking to see one of the most beautiful and diverse countries on earth while gaining practical work experience. Knowing the qualifications, application procedures, and success tips will help you make the most of your time in Canada. Whether the prospect of growing your business network, the bustling cities, or both appeal to you, a working holiday in Canada promises to be an incredible experience full of both professional and personal growth. Latest Quebec Arrima draw new rounds of invitations. The latest Quebec Arrima draw on May 30, 2024, sent out 1,441 invitations to apply for permanent residency under the regular skilled worker program. Details of this Quebec Arrima draw were published by the Minister of Immigration, Francisation, and Integration on June 6, 2024. Valid Arrima profiles as of May 27, 2024, at 6:25 a.m., were considered for this draw, meeting the listed criteria below. Level 7 oral proficiency, or higher, in French or its equivalent. A score equal to or greater than 591 points. These invitations were also addressed to people having a valid job offer outside the territory of the Communauté Métropolitaine de Montréal. All the Quebec Arrima draws 2024. List of occupations targeted on April 11 Arrima draw. 1. A score of 536 or above as per the Quebec score calculator for occupations listed below. 2,154, land surveyors. 2,242 electronic service technicians, household and commercial goods. 7,233 sheet metal workers. 7,234 boiler makers. 7,236 iron workers. 7,237, welders and related machine operators. 7,241, electricians, except industrial and power system. 7,271 carpenters. 7,281 bricklayers. 7,282 concrete finishers. 7,291 roofers and shinglers. 7,294, painters and decorators, except interior decorators. 7,295 floor covering installers. 7,311, construction millwrights and industrial mechanics. 7,312, heavy-duty equipment mechanics. 7,313 refrigeration and air conditioning mechanics. 7,318, elevator constructors and mechanics. 7,371 crane operators. 7,372 drillers and blasters, surface mining, quarrying, and construction. 7,521, heavy equipment operators, except crane. 7,611, construction trades helpers and laborers. 2. A score of 606 points or higher in the below listed occupations. 0213, computer and information systems managers. 2,131 civil engineers. 2,132, mechanical engineers. 2,133, electrical and electronics engineers. 2,141, industrial and manufacturing engineers. 2,147, computer engineers, except software engineers and designers. 2,171, information systems analysts and consultants. 2,172, database analysts and data administrators. 2,173, software engineers and designers. 2,174, computer programmers and interactive media developers. 2,175 web designers and developers. 2,231, civil engineering technologists and technicians. 2,232, mechanical engineering technologists and technicians. 2,233, industrial engineering and manufacturing technologists and technicians. 2,241, electrical and electronics engineering technologists and technicians. 2,281 computer network technicians. 2,282, user support technicians. 2,283 information systems testing technicians. 3,012 registered nurses and registered psychiatric nurses. 3,233, licensed practical nurses. 3,413 nurse aides, orderlies, and patient service associates. 4,031 secondary school teachers. 4,032 elementary school and kindergarten teachers. 4,214 early childhood educators and assistants. 5,225, audio and video recording technicians. 5,241, graphic designers and illustrators. List of occupations targeted on January 24 Arrima draw. 0213, computer and information systems managers. 2,131 civil engineers. 2,132 mechanical engineers, 2,133 electrical and electronics engineers, 2,141 industrial and manufacturing engineers, 2,143 mining engineers, 2,147 computer engineers, except software engineers and designers, 2,171 information systems analysts and consultants, 2,172 database analysts and data administrators, 2,173 software engineers and designers, 2,174 computer programmers and interactive media developers, 2,175 web designers and developers, 2,231 civil engineering technologists and technicians, 2,232 mechanical engineering technologists and technicians, 2,233 industrial engineering and manufacturing technologists and technicians, 2,241 electrical and electronics engineering technologists and technicians, 2,281 computer network technicians, 2,282 user support technicians, 2,283 information systems testing technicians, 3,012 registered nurses and registered psychiatric nurses, 3,233 licensed practical nurses, 3,413 nurse aides, orderlies, and patient service associates, 4,031 secondary school teachers, 4,032 elementary school and kindergarten teachers, 4,214 early childhood educators and assistants, 5,223 graphic arts technicians, 5,225 audio and video recording technicians, 5,241 graphic designers and illustrators. All the Quebec Arrima draws in 2023. All Quebec Arrima draws since 2019. List of occupation/knock codes invited in May 4th draw. What is the Quebec Arrima system? Quebec Arrima draws since 2019. All the Quebec Arrima draws 2023. In 17 Arrima rounds of invitations this year, Quebec has already sent out 17,221 invitations to apply, ETAs. What is the Quebec Arrima system? Quebec manages applications for qualified workers using Arrima, a free computerized platform. It operates similarly to the federal express entry system. Quebec's scoring system, however, is not the same as the express entry system. To qualify for the upcoming regular skilled worker program, QSWP or RSWP, draws, eligible candidates can create their Arrima profile. Your online profile in the Arrima bank or pool is only valid for a year after you've finished creating it. Candidates who get an invitation to a draw must submit their documents supporting the information entered in the Arrima profile. After that, a Certificat de Sélection (CSQ) is given. Then, using the CSQ, candidates can submit an application to Immigration, Refugees, and Citizenship Canada (IRCC) for permanent residence. What is the latest Arrima draw cutoff score? On May 30, 2024, the latest Quebec Arrima draw invited 1,441 profiles with a French proficiency of level 7 or higher and a score of 591 or above. What are the new Quebec immigration targets for 2024? 31,950 is the number that Quebec has set as its economic immigration goal for 2024. 5 ways to increase Express Entry CRS score to boost your profile. Express Entry is the most expeditious and widely used method of relocating to Canada, with a processing time of fewer than 6 months. More than 100,000 skilled workers apply annually through this stream to obtain permanent residency, PR, in Canada. Nevertheless, EE is also one of the most competitive systems, especially with the introduction of category-based selections in 2023. In general, only candidates with high comprehensive ranking system, CRS, scores receive invitations to apply, ITA, for permanent residency, PR. Therefore, if you have created your Express Entry profile or are thinking of creating one, but your CRS score is lower than the prevailing cutoffs, it is wise to work on improving the score. Have you claimed all of the points for which you are eligible? To begin, you must check if you have claimed all the points that can contribute to your score. Make sure you have included all the relevant factors from the list below that pertain to your situation. Siblings in Canada: if you or your spouse have a sibling or sister who is a Canadian citizen or permanent resident, you are eligible to receive 15 additional points. Furthermore, this connection may take place through adoption, marriage, or a common law partnership. Canadian education: this criterion can help you increase your CRS score for all the programs run under the Express Entry system. Therefore, if you are attempting to immigrate under these streams, you are not required to submit an educational credential assessment if you have finished a Canadian education. It is important to keep in mind that the education factor is worth 140 points for individuals and 150 for married/common law partners. Second language, the CRS allows you to claim marks for both English and French. Therefore, we recommend taking an approved language test in each language. If you are proficient in both, this will increase your grade. 5 strategies for enhancing your Express Entry CRS score. After you have claimed all eligible points, the following is a method by which you can improve your score. 1. Take the first language test again. If you have the opportunity to improve your language proficiency score, you should retake the test with some additional preparation this time. One of the most critical components of the CRS is language proficiency, which can get you a maximum of 150 points. Therefore, allocate additional time to enhance your language skills and retry the examination. This will elevate your overall score. 2. Acquire proficiency in French. This is not only the most valuable method of enhancing the CRS score, but it can also make your PR journey much easier via French targeted DE draws. While your profile is in the Express Entry system pool, you should work towards advancing your French language skills. Strong French language abilities can earn you up to 50 additional points, regardless of whether French is your second language. Additionally, proficiency in French will facilitate your employment search upon arrival in Canada. 3. Qualifying for a Provincial Nomination Program, PNP. Provincial nomination provides an additional 600 points to your Express Entry profile. You can either specify the province in which your skill is in high demand or register for a PNP separately. Applying through a PNP indicates that you are halfway to achieving the optimal CRS score of 1,200. It is essential to determine the province in which you are interested. The eligibility criteria and requirements of each province are distinct, so either do your research thoroughly or take the help of a licensed regulated Canadian immigration consultant, RCIC. 4. Complete an additional educational program. Including an additional program can significantly improve your score. For instance, if you possess a bachelor's degree, you are eligible to enroll in an 8-month program. Consequently, you will receive a greater number of points for the skill transferability factors. However, if you are eligible, it is always advisable to create an Express Entry profile and focus on improving your CRS scores once the profile is active, since it stays valid for 12 months. 5. Create your profile with or without a spouse/common law partner. It is up to you to select whether your spouse/common law partner will accompany you as a permanent resident or not. Your partner's abilities can get you a maximum of 40 points, but you need to determine whether their abilities meet the requirements. You can try playing around with the CRS calculator to see if your overall CRS score is increasing or decreasing with the addition of your partner. Based on this, you can create a profile without your spouse if their abilities are reducing your CRS score. Otherwise, it is always recommended to include your spouse if they have a neutral to positive effect on your overall score. As we conclude, it's clear that understanding the latest updates and strategies in Canadian immigration is crucial for prospective immigrants, whether it's the significant number of invitations issued in the latest IEC and provincial draws or the various pathways to enhance your Express Entry CRS score. Staying informed can significantly impact your immigration journey. Keep following us for more updates and tips to help you successfully navigate the Canadian immigration landscape and achieve your dreams of living and working in Canada. That is all for today. In this video, what are your thoughts on this? Please let us know in the comments section below. Thanks for watching the entire video. Hopefully, the information is useful to you. See you later, in the next video. Till then, take care.